Welcome back, friends. We're still in Sebilis here. Got one last spot to show you, which is the Crypt. So we are going to head down there real quick. Now, the Crypt is one of the better camp spots because it's got so many named in it. So this is how you get to the Crypt. Come across here. There's the zone out. There's the bugs and the guardian camp, which I looked up, and apparently it's also called NG, which is Necrosis and Guardian, which are the two named that can spawn here. So this is the Crypt door. So all you got to do is click. Oh, wait a minute. Need a key. Let me see. No, let's try this. I got a Scepter of Authority. No, that doesn't work either. Well, I can't get in. Not sure. Well, since I am not a bard or a rogue, got no lockpicker, I'm going to go try to find another way in. Now on Mangler, shouldn't be that hard to find a bard or a rogue to let you in. You can bribe them with 100, 200, 300 plat, whatever you feel. You know, it depends how rich you are. And there are going to be 6, 7, 8 picks of Seb, so it shouldn't be that hard. But here's an alternative. Maybe you're on a high level character and you just want to get down here for fun and try the Crypt out. These zones are empty on live servers, so you're not going to find a bard or a rogue to help you out. So this works with pet classes, and it's not too difficult. It can get difficult to get an entire group down here. And like I said, I don't think this is something people are going to be using all the time on Mangler, since it's not an easier way. It's just it's a different way. I think people are going to get more use out of this doing stuff like I'm doing. So I'm going to clear this mob out of the way. As you can see, I'm showing you where this spot is. There's the entrance to the jugs, and it's right here. It's pretty easy. It's pretty recognizable. So I'm gonna do this with an SK pet. It's a level 52 spell. I believe the pet level is 33, and then I throw a level 20 haste on it. So it's basically is lower than any pet that you're gonna try it with. A mage pet is gonna be higher than this. Necro pet's gonna be higher than this. So I'm gonna summon it up. You know, if you had a cleric with you, you could also buff the pet up. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna target the skeletal duke. It should be the only skeletal target / skell. And make sure you're standing. And then you send your pet on the skeletal duke, and the pet should get him to 97% at least. Now if you're doing this on just one toon, like a Shadow Knight or a Necro, like I'm doing, you can get summoned in there and then feign death and you're fine. But to be able to get the other classes in, maybe you've got a cleric with you, so you get the first toon summoned down there and then have the cleric heal the first person, and then the first person feign deaths. If they're not a feign death class, you can do the same thing. If the mage doesn't do a lot of damage to the placeholder, the skeletal duke, the cleric can heal the pet and it'll summon the cleric down there too. So like I said, it's not easier. It's definitely not easier than just having a lockpicker or just bribing somebody in the zone to open the door for you, but it is a different way. Especially when you're doing something like this. I don't have to bring along another toon or anything like that. So here we are, sneaking our way into the Crypt, and there's one placeholder. And what you're going to see are these two mobs, and these are two clerics. You can't single pull unless you pacify. If you have an enchanter, even a necro can mez them, a bard can mez them. So they're not very difficult. Enchanters charm them a lot. Gets rid of one of them, and you have a charm pet. So here's the second placeholder. There's another placeholder for the Jello guy right here. So there's a total of 5 placeholders right here in this room. Here's the fourth one, and then the fifth one's going to be the money guy, the Hierophant. And this is going to be the room where you want to actually camp in. Because of pick zones, there's going to be a lot of copies of Seb open. And if you're not sitting in this camp spot, then people are going to pick over and wait for your mob to spawn and just kill it. So you want all your characters there except the puller. So now we're going to go make our way over to the Emperor, go through that door, make a left or a right, doesn't matter. But if you make a left, then just hug the wall to the right. And it's very, very short tunnels. Just have a few roamers, these two skeletals. Clear them out of the way. Now you can see the placeholder. There's another skeletal duke. That's a placeholder for the blood. Drops a couple different items. It's really rare drop is the Bard. Breath of Harmony, I believe is the name. Usually drops Cone of Mystics. It's a pretty good mob. Sometimes you'll have people picking through the Crypt area too if you're not careful. So summon up a low-level pet, target Skeletal Duke or pet attack Skeletal. The reason you want to do a low-level pet is you do not want the pet to put it in summoning range. Because if you get summoned inside there, you got no way out. It's a lot harder to get out than it is in. So here, using Gnome Vision, you can see all the mobs in that room. Now it looks like no Emperor is up right now. So I'll show you how you will pull that entire room when Emperor is not up. It's a little different if Emperor is up, and I'll show you that after this. But I'm going to show you this way first. So this way is just going to be the entire room, placeholder, and all the skeletals in there. So here we go. Just going to summon up another low-level pet. The mob you're looking for is a skeletal guard. If you can't target the one over there, that means there's one right near you, maybe right behind you, because you can target it from here. So again, remember, low-level pet, and I'm going to send them on the skeletal guard right there, and check out what happens here. You can see him making his way in there through that door, and there's the entire room. So this is, you just pull this whole thing to your group. If you have to split it, maybe you can have somebody tag, but if you have an enchanter, the mobs aren't that bad. As long as you're not a fresh level 50 group trying to do this. So after we kill these mobs, I will go ahead and show you what you missed since we snuck in. We didn't get to go through the front part of the crypt. So I'll make my way around and also show you the rest of this little tunnel. It's a very small cave. It's basically just the Emperor, the blood, and then the Emperor's room, and then this little area. You'll see it's all dead ends everywhere else, so you don't have to worry about searching in here very, very far. So here's the other dead end I was talking about. Just 2 mobs, and then we come back around to the other 5 named. So we just made a big circle there. So right here, this is where you will walk in normally. There's a few mobs in there, and then these 2 doors, it's the same way, same as the other side. They both get to the same spot. They just look slightly different, so doesn't really matter. This way seems to confuse me a little bit more. So I wouldn't take this way when you get in the door. So I'm taking this way, that way I can show you the other way around. Here we go. So this is where you would come in the door with a bard or a rogue. So you'd come in here, there's 3 mobs down there, there's at least 1 pather, I think there's 2 pathers, They see through invis, they see through invis undead. The frogs, most of them harm touch down here. So there was another dead end there. It's a nice little safe spot too, but you're not really XPing down here. You really want to be sitting in that Hyro camp. So that's how you would get here from the normal way, and then we're back here in the center. So now I will show you what I was talking about earlier. Now that Emperor is up, it's the same thing for the blood though. Just target him, summon a low level pet attack, and then back up, have him come through the wall. You'd pull him to your group, of course. Very, very easy. Now, the tricky part will be after this guy. I'm gonna have to clear one more little trash mob, and then I can show you. This guy shouldn't be spawning on Mangler, so there's not gonna be this extra mob sitting in there. Oh, there's the Cone of Mystic. Okay, so here we go. Through the wall. It's hard to see, but Emperor is up. He's fabled on here, but it's going to be the same thing. The only difference is going to be what you pet attack. So on here I need to pet attack the _ fabled _ emp. Because I actually try to just pet attack just trying to get the fabled, but there's another fabled up, and for some reason it's trying to attack the other fabled. So here I'm just doing the regular skeletal guard to show you like I did before, but when the Emperor is up, he's not going to come with the entire room like he would if he was a placeholder. So you can't pull him like I showed you how to pull the entire room. Because if you do it like this, then you have the entire room gone, and then you're stuck with Emperor in there, and you need the trash mobs in there to pull Emperor. So I'm going to show you that right now. So you still have the same skeletal guard, but you need to have / pet attack, maybe have it in an up arrow, in your memory, or make a hotkey. Either way, so pet attack, Emperor for you, Emp. It's not going to be fabled on Mangler, of course. So you send it on the skeletal guard, and then once the pet is in the area, like he's gone through the door, he's gotten closer, you spam the pet attack Emp, and he'll switch his target from the skeletal guard to Emperor. And the reason that works is because your pet only has a certain range of how far away it can attack something, and at the door to Emperor is too far away to attack. So what you're doing is you're sending him on something else in between you and Emperor, and then on his way there you're telling him to attack Emperor, and since he's gotten closer, he'll actually listen. So if you're the puller, that's what you'd be doing. You'd grab Emp and bring him into Hyro Room. And the only thing you gotta remember for this guy is he will try to gate. So you need to either kill him a little slow and mana sieve him, or once he gets, 35, 40%, everybody just start their nukes on him and try to kill him before he gates. The thing is, though, is that if he does gate, it only wastes some of your time. He's too far away, so he won't summon you back. Just let him reset, get back to full health, and then pull him again. That's going to be the easier thing if he does gate. But other than that, that is the Crypt. We're going to kill this guy real quick. Just a reminder that, again, this is the Hierophant's room, and this is where you want to camp. And if you have somebody competing with you for this camp, the Hierophant, when he doesn't have a weapon, he has the Hierophant's cloak, because the other loot that he drops are weapons that he will hold. So if you see a Hierophant with no weapon, you need to do as much damage as possible, as fast as possible, to that mob if other people are around you. And that wraps up the tour of the Crypt. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos, and I really want to thank you for watching. I appreciate it. and I will see you on the next video.